Good evening. Welcome back to Fat Pod Labs Extra Time. Apologies for the delay. Unfortunately, couldn't be helped today, but we are all here with a new guest in the house. Jake,
Extra.
Introduce yourself, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. And you?
I'm very, very well. I'm very good. You're going to be talking to us about Liverpool United a little bit. We're going to come to that. But first, Bug, how are you doing?
All good.
Yep, sticking your thumb up to the top of the table, I see, mate. Rossi, you good?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Rosal?
No, pissed off. Shit score.
And Hindi joining us live from Paradise by the look of things, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. You're going to see some stingrays and sharks. Just a little lift across there. Yeah, not too bad, boys.
Good. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Again, apologies for the delay. It couldn't be helped, but we are here now and we're ready to get into it. So this week, I've had a bit of a joke with the thumbnail at my good mate Hindi, and the reason I've had a joke at Hindi is because it's the only time I'm really going to get to do it. Because in a few weeks' time, it'll be top, I'll be bottom, and I won't be able to laugh at him anymore. So it's the first place I'm going to start, Hindi, is with you, mate. So you wildcarded, just like us. You jumped on that train. Talk me through it. I'm going to bring your team up. Talk me through it.
Well, second highest point scorer in the league. I think it was a solid wild card. There's a few things that could have gone my way. I think Ruben Diaz's own goal was a little bit unfair, so I think that should have been probably a clean sheet because it didn't look like they're going to seize throughout the game.
You're a bit quiet.
West Ham. Oh, is that better? If I shout a bit louder?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. So, I think with Ruben Diaz, if he could have a clean sheet, that would have been helpful. West Ham were good on the break. So there was always a chance that they could score, but I think Man City were pretty comfortable in most of the game. It's difficult. It's always difficult with trying to judge the fixtures and things like that. But Haaland was solid and came through. I know not a lot of my colleagues on this podcast didn't captain him this week, and that's why I'm the second top scorer. All hail Bug. He's absolutely unbelievable this week.
Bug. If you could just move to the side for us, just so we can have a quick look at that table. So at the moment in our host league, Bug is top. He is flying. Rossi's a close second. But to be fair, there's not that many points separating all of us. It's close, which is obviously what we want. So overall, Hindi, I'll pull it up again, mate. Your wild card, you scored a fairly respectable 65 points. It's above your average, and you're not used to being above average. So this season, that is anyway. So tell me about it. You think it went well? Did it go as well as you expected, or did Haaland save your bacon?
I think the only difference now in hindsight would be João Pedro in for, say, Rodgers and Smith Rowe, but in reality, the chances of Arsenal having to send him off and Brighton to scored and really put pressure on Arsenal at the Emirates with the way that they were playing. It was only because they sent it off, really, I think. So it just worked out in the grand scheme.
Definitely tell you're in Dubai, mate, because you're very quiet.
Do you know what? It's because I've got the headset on as well, and there's waterfalls and all sorts around me. I was in a bar area. Many, always. It's hard. It was a tough week. I think in real terms, probably 70, 72 would have been kind of what I would expect before the week started. 65 is not bad. João Pedro 8 on the bench. If I switched him out for Rodgers or Smith Rowe, I probably would have got there or thereabouts.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't. It's one of them things, the bench, and you can't legislate for players on your bench performing well. I mean, last season you were quite lucky quite a lot of times for players on your bench where somebody wouldn't play and you'd have 8 points coming in. So I think you're right. You have to kind of stack your bench and just kind of live in hope. But let's move on to Ruse, mate. Just talk to me about another wild carder. 46.
Well, like I said last week, it's either going to go to plan or it's going to come back and bite me in the arse, and I can say it's bit me massively on the arse.
Yeah,
but if you look,
yeah,
it has. But if you look at my midfield, that's decent. But they were just all shit. I thought Song might do something against Newcastle. I thought De Bruyne could do possibly something, but nah, it sort of bit me in the arse. Not happy.
Yeah, I think your thing was the surprise for all of us was no Haaland after scoring a hat trick the week before.
Well, to be fair, I didn't think he was going to get fucking double hat trick.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's why I thought I'd cover it with a De Bruyne, but like I say, it come back and bit me on the arse.
Yeah, I mean, we all have weeks like that, and that's kind of the way it goes. You know, when we do play FPL, and sometimes it goes to plan, sometimes it doesn't. We've all been there, you know. It's just one of them things. But you look on any given day, that midfield scores you big points. It's just obviously, unfortunately for you this week, they all did pretty much nothing. I thought it was risky, no Salah, no Haaland, either of them. But you know, like I said to you, on any given day, that midfield outscores most midfields. Rossi, what do you think of Russ's team? Where do you think he went wrong?
Some guy up front, some big guy with blonde hair and tactics and hat tricks. That guy. It's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them. He's got that midfield decent on paper, but it's a hard one. A couple of them play each other as well, so it's one of them, isn't it? Would you go Haaland or?
Yeah. So, what's kind of your plan? Like, where do you go from here, mate? You got any transfers left? Are you looking to bring the big?
Well,
the big Norwegian back in?
I've got 2 transfers. So I've used them. I'm not going to say what I've done, but I have used my 2 transfers.
Okay, so you don't want to give nothing away, which I respect, as we are competing against each other, and you don't want a thumbnail about you next week. So, is it?
That is pretty bold, though, on an international week where injuries could happen.
Yeah,
straight after a wild card.
Yeah, well, we will see. We will see.
Like I said to you, it can either go well or I can bite you in the arse. Rossi, because I spoke to you, talk me through this.
Yeah, well, I'd done mine quite early. I wanted Palmer in after his 3 assists. I wanted to upgrade. I thought, actually, my worst decision was upgrading Lewis to Guardiola, because I thought he's soon enough, he's not going to play, but he's still playing in that kind of holding midfield position they put. And then
you're quite unlucky. I was looking at you. You're quite unlucky with Trent. Obviously, the offside goal.
Yeah, Trent and Haaland as captain was the only things realistically that let me down. But yeah, apart from that, I just had to make a change. I was always doing the wild card. Weren't the greatest score, but at the same time, it's not a terrible 46 or anything like that, you know.
Not it, you.
But what's your plans? Obviously, you got international break now. Are you going to hold them?
I'll leave it. I'll probably leave it. I mean, Gibbs White isn't doing a lot for me, so he's probably going to be my next casualty. And I think Brighton have got a nice run coming up, so I've got a couple of Brighton to go in. So it's just I might save it. I don't need to get rid of anyone. I can put them on the bench. They might do points. They cover me, and then I build up my transfers. That's my at the moment. That's my thought.
But Gibbs White's got more points than Smith Rowe.
I think they're about the same overall.
Yeah, because I think Gibbs White's had a bonus 3, so.
Right. Yeah, but he's an extra meal though when you look at it against them two. I thought I went with all like you early doors. I went with Forest thinking I had to be Wood or Gibbs White or Hudson Odoi or someone like that. But obviously he just hasn't done it. Woods has done it, and I missed the boat on that one. But so he'd probably be my casualty if anything. But right now I think I'll just leave it and let my transfers build.
I mean, let's be honest. We all made the we all became a hex this week because we all took out Isak.
I know, man.
All of us, every single one of us took out Isak, and he went on and scored, which kind of messed us up a little bit. But I'll move on to mine, and I've had an okay week. 60 points is pretty decent. Obviously, I went slightly different. My wild card putting Semenyo, and Bug was calling me a hex before he scored that late goal. I think that the mistake that I made was probably Watkins. He hasn't looked that sharp. I think changing him out for Isak, but on paper the fixture was perfect.
Yeah,
so it's amazing. But obviously Erling Haaland scoring back-to-back hat tricks, I didn't think he'd do it again, so I didn't captain him. And I think that's pretty much all of us apart from Hindi, who did do that. But overall, I'm pretty content. I'm pretty happy.
That's just to say, he's got a hat trick in every 9 games, right?
No, that's
and
ridiculous.
Lightning does strike twice, right?
Yeah, who's going for him this time then?
Indy, shout! I can't hear you from down there.
I said lightning does strike twice, and it may even strike thrice.
We'll see. But like I said, we've got an international break coming up, which does kind of change things a little bit. But I saved the best till last this week. Now, when I say the best till last, with a monstrous score and the only one that didn't wildcard, the only one that held his chip and still has it in his back pocket and is proudly showing off that he's top of the table, is Bug. Look at that for a score, Bug. I can't see you on screen, but tell me a little bit about it.
What do you want to know about it? The fact that I've wildcarded and still stuck to my 5-game plan?
Yeah, and to be fair, mate, I'll be honest with you. When at the start of the season, on the first show, when you said I've got a 5-game plan, we all laughed at you. We all were like, he hasn't got Salah, he hasn't got Haaland, he's off his head, this is all going to go horribly wrong. But 212 points, you're top of the league, you've knocked Rossi off his perch.
Oh, no.
We're not laughing now, are we?
No, I mean, like I said, you've all gone for, like, with the Madueke and the Palmer, you've all reacted before actually really watching it. You think, oh, he's got a hat trick. Oh, he's got 3 assists, and you've got them in quickly because you don't want the price rise. Forgetting like the consistent players like Embuemo.
Yeah.
He's done it every season for 7 mil.
Yeah.
Do you know the thing with Madueke is he should have had a hat trick in that game the other day?
Oh, 100%, 100%. But then so should Nicholas Jackson, and we never look at him either.
Yeah, because he's a donkey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm going to say as a Chelsea fan, we're donkeys at the moment, so there's never any consistency in who's the best starter and how well we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's kind of, obviously your 5-game plan's nearly up. Week 5 is upon us. What's kind of your thought process? Are you looking at another 5-game plan? Are you looking at sticking or twisting, or?
It's like the old film Moneyball. I've had a look at people that are good in their areas for their prices and that, and I've actually wildcarded.
Oh,
yeah.
You heard it first.
The going forward 5-game plan was working well, but the reliable defenders are getting 1 point, 0 points, not playing. So I've had to mix out before these price drops because I've wildcarded and Nkuku's gone down in price again.
Yeah.
So my new team is actually only worth 99.9.
Yes, even Isak's gone down as well, which did surprise me quite a bit. Because he hasn't been terrible, but I think a lot of it, Hindi, you'll know better, a lot of it depends on people that get rid of that player, doesn't it? So if a lot of us get rid of him, then his price will drop.
Yeah, it works. I think Rossi actually told me not too long ago that it actually works out with percentages of sales. So if a lot of people sell the player, then they're likely to drop in value. Whereas if you're purchasing the player, they're likely to increase in value. So it actually doesn't matter about what they've scored in any given week. But what normally happens is, obviously, if somebody gets a hat trick, everyone gets them in. If somebody, is off the bench and gets a yellow card and doesn't do that, then everyone gets rid of them, and it just obviously follows that kind of cycle.
Yeah, so obviously, Bug wildcarded now. You've kept it in your back pocket a week later than the rest of us, but you still have gone very early, considering your team is performing to a pretty high standard. And Hindi made a comment last week where he said if your team's performing really well, it could be a mistake. I think it's been a mistake for a couple of us. I'm not going to name who, but it's been a mistake for a couple of us, including Russ, who is waving at us. But what's your kind of thoughts? Do you think you're making the right decision? Do you think you've gone too early? Do you think you've peaked too early in this league this season? Are we going to see you plummet?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. last season I spent the first 8 weeks top, and then I made a side bet with the bald guy, and then just plummeted like no
Went
tomorrow.
downhill.
Yeah, and the first season I actually took it seriously and stopped. I put Trent in and all that lot because I never used to put players in I hated. I was first for like 25, 26 weeks, and then
Nice.
lies, give it a rest. But then I had that set of nights, and I didn't do any subs for the double game weeks, and I only had one player playing, didn't I? Saka.
Wasn't it 25 or 26 minutes of the first game of the season?
Have another old fashioned, mate.
Jake, I'm going to come to you, mate. Obviously, I can't pull up your graphics for your team,
Yep.
but obviously you are here as a guest today, so I do want to hear from you about your team. What's kind of, where are you at in terms of when you look at our scores for overall 212, 210? Are you kind of at that sort of level, or are you down with Hindi at the bottom?
No, so I've got 205 points, but for the first week I got a 52 point. It wasn't that great. The second week I got a 65 or 60 something, and this week I got a 78 point. So it puts me at 205. So I'm doing pretty well.
Have you wildcarded yet?
No, I've still got that.
Oh.
So in the goalkeeper at the beginning I had Pickford.
Yeah, me too, mate.
He was just like a donkey, mate. So I've had to change him in the first week to Leno. And then I think this week, the end of this week, I took Gordon out and put Luis Diaz in.
Oh, that's
worked out nicely.
Yeah, because as soon as I changed them over the day after, Luis Diaz went up in price. And Gordon stayed the same, so I wouldn't have been able to make that change because the price.
Gordon's dropped now.
Yeah.
He dropped yesterday.
Do you think you're going to wildcard soon, Jake, or is this something you're going to hold?
No, I think I'm going to hold, mate. I've got Haaland. I've captained Haaland from the beginning, so he's got me 41 points in total alone. And I've got Eze, Saka, Winks. I've got Trent, Guardiola, Konza, and Watkins. So I know my defence are not doing that great. Like Guardiola's not doing great, but the run he's got coming up, he's going to pick up points, I think, in the next couple of games.
Yeah, see, I kind of thought about Guardiola, but I kind of think Rico Lewis has kind of taken that.
Yeah.
From him a little bit, just because of how advanced he's playing. He's playing as basically in central midfield, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Now, the comments have just started. So Sammy Abdullah, hi Sammy, thank you for tuning in. Luke here. Luke's used his wild card and he got 90 points and shot up a table. Well done, Luke.
Big one, Luke.
Yeah, that's a big score, mate. That wild card. That's definitely a Haaland captain right there, though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
100%.
With those big points. I just want to touch upon. I know we're going to do it slightly differently tonight because Jake is here to talk about the game. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 3. Now we've got obviously a Liverpool fan in the house now, and Rossi who's hiding his face. Hindi in Dubai, loving life as our United fans.
He ran away.
Jake, talk me through this game, mate. I want to hear from you as a Liverpool fan what your thoughts on Arne Slot at the moment, where you think he can take you, how you assess the game before we get back to FPL. I want to hear from you.
Yeah, so at the beginning of the FPL, I didn't choose a lot of Liverpool players because I thought like the new manager, just like everyone else did, new manager, didn't know how he's going to take over. But since he's took over in his first 3 games, he looks strong. He looks like he's managing the team really well. He's basically picking up straight off from where Klopp left off, and he's done it perfectly in the first 3 games. So I'm quite excited to see that after the international break, see how he plays, see if he continues it. But yeah, at the moment he's looking strong and he's looking decent.
Do you think that, because obviously everyone assumed there'd be a hangover after Klopp. Now Arne Slot was once
not me.
Arne Slot was once linked heavily with Tottenham, and I was gutted we didn't get him because I think he's a great manager. Obviously, a lot of people did say there'd be a hangover. Do you think not signing many players is going to harm you?
No, to be honest, I think it plays in our favour because you've got a whole team that used to play together, and they're all learning the new way. If you say, if you start bringing in transfers, you've got a couple of players that don't know the Liverpool way and they transition to a new way, they're going to get confused in that play, I think. But I think Tuesday, just the one transfer, I think that's enough signings for us. But obviously, we've let a couple go. at the end of last season. So I think come January, I think we are going to make a couple of signings as well.
What about the big game at the weekend? What did you have a prediction? What did you think it was going to be?
To be honest, I didn't think it was going to be as dominant as it was, but before the game, I just think it was going to be like a 2-1 Liverpool, or a 1-1 draw, or something like that. But with the domination, it was pretty good watch.
Let's bring in Hindi first.
Weren't. Fuck off.
let's bring in Hindi first. One of our United fans. Talk me through it, Hindi. Casemiro, the donkey. Was it all his fault?
Do you know what? There's part of it is the Man United were bad, Liverpool were excellent. They did not look at any stage of the game like they were under pressure. Now, they were 3-0 up, we hadn't even had a shot on target. And defensively, they looked so comfortable. In the end, the stats actually made it look like it was a bit of a closer game, but when they were 3-0 up, they basically took the foot off the pedal and just coasted. And it was just basically like beating us in neutral. It was actually horrifying to watch. As a United fan, you kind of at home expect so much more. But the surprising thing for me, and obviously where Jake made the point that the team hasn't made many transfers, one of the things that was labelled against Liverpool was that the defence is ageing and is looking its age. Van Dijk looked excellent against us. Trent defensively looked pretty solid. Robertson was back to his best, and Konate is still maturing into a quality player. And our midfield, which has looked pretty good actually for most of the start of the season in terms of chance creation, were doing nothing. There was no penetration whatsoever.
Just quickly, Jake, I don't know if you heard that, but he said you didn't look very good. You didn't look like you were going to dominate. You didn't look like you were worrying them that much.
At the beginning,
like different. So, how do you feel about that, mate?
Yeah, well, it's all about the end game, mate. But at the beginning, it's getting into the game. You've got to get into the game, get warmed up, and everything, get used to the game. And they started reading. So after they started reading, they see they was getting tired, and they just pounced on them. They see it's like even after the game on Sky Sports, you got Arnie Slot. Basically, he just picked apart their game plan, and he's done it in what? He's only been there 3 matches, and he's just
he literally said that from last year. He said they're exactly the same as last year. We knew how they set up. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem.
Yeah,
United have got no second or third option. We've got that one way that he wants to try and play, which no one really knows.
It's called No Way.
Yeah, it's just no one really knows what way that is at the moment. And he's just, and he's got no change. And I mean, I get what Indy was saying. Van Dijk looked good and that, but he was against Xerxes. You don't look anything at the moment, to be fair. We were just outclassed. Liverpool, you can look at Rashford and then you look at Luiz. I mean, you just can't compare the two. You can't compare the two. One's meant to be a world superstar. The other one barely gets talked about because Salah's at the club. It's just the difference is ridiculous. And I mean, Neville was saying, I think it was the first Monday Night Football, Neville was saying that Liverpool won't get top 4 and United finish above them. What he's smoking, I want some of that, I tell you.
I think that,
can we talk about Casemiro?
He was decent.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, Bug. That's coming.
He's just passed it for me. Go on, Jake. What are you saying, mate?
I was saying McAllister, he was decent as well in attacking and defence. He was one of the most attacking and he's the attacking player.
I think the thing with Liverpool, I think they have got that team unity still from Klopp. So they've still got that unity, and Matey Boy's come in and he's a completely different character. He's not running up and down the sideline, and they've still kept that unity. They've kept Salah, obviously. So, I think that's the big difference. You've got a team who's a team, and then you've got a load of players who are trying to get into some sort of system. And, for me, Casemiro, you want to touch on Casemiro, I think, he's won everything, and his wife's posting all the things he's won. But, he was decent for us the first season. But another 2 years in his legs, he hasn't got it anymore for me.
Do you think Ten Hag will be there at Christmas still?
No.
Oh, depends on the results. It literally depends on the results. But I think we've got out of the next 6 or 7 games, there's like 5 definitely winnable games, and not definitely winnable, should win.
This is Man United you're talking about.
This is what I mean. That's why I kind of changed my statement. But we should win, but it won't. So for me, I think if he goes on and wins the next 5, which I can't see, then it's a different story. But a bit of confidence gets into the team. But for now, I think the way things are going, I don't think anything's changed. The central midfielder and Ungar, what's his name of that, Dave?
Sorry, Ugarte. You signed up.
So it'd be
in India, tell you all about him.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with him if Casemiro comes straight out and he goes straight in. That could all of a sudden change legs in there with Manu. Sorry.
Isn't Casemiro only 32 though? Or is he older than that?
I think he's 32, 33, but
he's had too many takeaways.
Yeah, he's like this guy down in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah, I thought that too. Jake, just quickly, what's kind of your expectations then? What do you want to see from Liverpool moving forward? Where do you think you're going to finish? Do you think you're going to win the league? Do you think you'll be up there, top 4? What's kind of your...
So at the beginning of the season, I was just like everyone else. It was new manager coming in, wasn't sure, but the way the first 3 games have gone, it's looking good. So I think we're going to finish top 4. I reckon. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. But
to be fair, you've not really played anyone.
I reckon maybe top 3.
I'd agree. I'd agree with that.
I think you're getting second. To be fair.
What? Nah.
I actually, mate, on a slot, I'm telling you, I'm a massive slot fan, and I genuinely think they'll be challenging. I really do.
Even the way he talks as well.
Yeah, the way he talks, a system 11 playing. He's a very smart man, and like I said, I was quite gutted that we didn't get him. Luke in the comments thinks Liverpool are going to finish 3rd. It'll be interesting to see, but. We'll kind of see what happens. You are more than welcome to stay, Jake, for the show, mate. We'll always bring you into chat. We're going to move on to something that Bug has already put up behind him. This is our Fat Pod Lads score predict table. Now, last week I was top of the show. All scores were in this week, and the table for this week looks exactly the same. I'm still top. 13 points for me. Correct result.
No.
Indian Rouge jumping up to 9. Rossi and Bug. So you top of one league, Bug, but you're bottom of another.
Top of the important league. The important one is where I want to be.
Yeah, it's in front of you now, mate. I'm top. But no, to be fair, we all had a pretty decent week. I think, did we all get one score right?
We're all close as well, 1 or 2 goals away from most of the games.
So my correct result was Forest, Nottingham Forest, 1-1 draw. That was mine. Bug.
Mine was City, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say I think yours was City.
It tells you behind your, Bug.
No,
this is next week.
Next week.
I can't remember, Dave. I honestly can't remember. 2-2. Was it Tottenham?
Yeah, I think we all pretty much got one in. But yeah, I'm still top going into the international break. I'm not used to it. There's a blood's rushing to my head a little bit, but we'll see what happens. But Bug, you got the fixtures behind you. You got the scores behind you for. So I'll start with you, mate. Pick one of those.
I can't see from here.
We got 6 there, so Jake, I'm going to get you involved in this one, mate, and we'll see if you can get your bald friend a bonus point, maybe. Correct score. But we're going to start with Bug. Bug, talk me through one score, why you've gone for that score, and so on.
I can't even fucking see. Right, Everton Villa. I'll go for that one. Well, let's just talk about Everton. They're fucking shocking. They can't keep a clean sheet, but at the same time, Watkins can't score. So I've gone for 2. 2-0 Villa.
Just quickly on that point, how have they been 2-0 up on 87 minutes and lost 3-2, man? How's that even happened?
Exactly that. And that's why I've done my wild card, because Myelenko's price was going down.
Get him out of there.
I knew it was going to come back. They was going to get subbed in automatically for a -2 or something like that.
Yeah, man. No,
but yeah, Oh, Dave's appeared off.
Dave disappeared. What you gone?
Sorry, boys, I'm still here. So, Rossi, come to you next, mate. Give me one of them scores. Obviously, the one that
What have I done down here? Let's give. I've gone for Arsenal. Who they got? Oh, Tottenham, innit? Yeah, I've gone for 3-1 Arsenal. I do.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked that one and you didn't leave that one to me, to be honest, because I was dreading it.
I'd take it out of the way for you two. Otherwise, fucking hell, here we go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
entertainment, mate.
I just think I think Arsenal. I was a little bit concerned with them at the start. I thought they might have a bit of a sluggish, slow start.
No Rice though, Rossi.
Yeah, but still, I think you've got enough depth to cover Rice. I don't think Rice has been that important this season at the moment. I think he's still getting back to a bit of fitness. But I just think Tottenham will try and attack so much that they'll just leave holes.
Playing into our hands.
Russ, I'm going to come to you next. I'm going to sort my speaker out quick, Russ. Keep talking about that game, but Russ, you choose yours next.
I'm going to go with what's that? Bournemouth Chelsea, is it?
Chelsea, yeah.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think Bournemouth at home look quite good, to be fair. So I'm going to go 1-1 Chelsea Bournemouth. Jake, we'll come to you, mate. We'll go Liverpool Forest.
I'm going to go 4-0, mate. Liverpool.
4.
Well, we kept the clean sheet. We've not had a goal scored against us, so we're going to go with 4-0. But I think we're going to be good.
Yeah, but they haven't met Wood yet, have they?
Yeah, I think Forest will score personally. I think Forest will score. What's going on with the old contracts are a bit dodgy though, aren't they? Van Dijk, Trent, and all of that. They're like 1 year or something, isn't it?
Yeah, 1 year.
Yeah,
I prefer them to stay for the year. Like I said, if you've got a team transition, you need to do it all together. They know each other. So
Trent's going to Madrid, 100%, isn't he?
Yeah, and Van Dijk, I don't know. A few of them, they've not had contract offers yet. So
nah.
Do you think Van Dijk at the end of his career, do you think he'd go to Saudi?
I reckon he would, but if you've got big clubs that are asking for him, I think he'd go to a big club.
Just quickly, can you boys hear me?
Yes, yeah. Mate, unfortunately.
Okay, sweet. That's fine. Just so what am I left with? So what I'm going to do with Jake?
It's Indy next.
Wolves Wolves Newcastle, isn't it?
Is Dave working in a call centre now? I thought that was my people that were supposed to do that.
You'd employed me, mate, didn't you? Just really quickly, in terms of Jake, I'm not going to give you loads of points for Russ, but if you do get a correct result, and I want that sent in our WhatsApp group, Russ, what his score was, we will give Russ a bonus point.
4-0 Liverpool.
Well, I'll text you when I see the result, mate, what he said.
Right, come on, Indy, what you got?
He's got Wolves Newcastle.
So I have gone for a Newcastle win, but I cannot remember. So when you're in the UAE, they don't really like gambling websites, and obviously Super 6 is linked to Sky, and Sky Bet is not something that they really want, so you can't really get onto it. So I haven't got all of my list, but I will send you a screenshot as soon as
just really quickly. I love the way he drops in there. Oh, while I'm in the UAE, you know what I mean? Like, just rub it in a little bit, mate.
Yeah, but like, when you're on holiday to the country, you don't say like I'm in London or I'm in Manchester. Like,
you say I'm in Dubai.
Yeah, but Dubai's the city.
Does that mean your house is empty, Hindi?
Yeah. As you're all friends of mine, you know I got robbed and there's nothing else left to fucking rob.
There's nothing left.
Oh yeah.
Indy, what score are you going for?
I think I went for a 2-1 Newcastle win. They've not looked that good at the back, and I think Wolves will score, but I think Newcastle quality will.
What does that leave me with? Bournemouth, Chelsea?
No, you got. We've done the Chelsea. No, it's all of them, isn't it?
Man City, isn't it?
No,
Man City. No, Bogdan did Villa, didn't he?
Yeah, Bogdan done Villa. Dave, Man City.
Oh yeah, Man City then.
Man City, Brentford. I fancy Brentford to get a goal. I think City will still roll them over. I think it's probably going to be. Well, do I go 3 or 4?
Well, Haaland ain't getting another hat trick.
He's getting another hat trick.
I think 3-1 City is kind of where I'm at. where I'm at with that. I think Brentford will score. I think Mbuemo's on ridiculous form. I think he's probably going to be in 90% of our teams because we're reactionary people. Look at Palmer and Madueke. So, let's hope that when the score predictions come out next time, you might be able to catch me. Because at the moment, I'm 4 points clear, which means I can't be caught next week. It's going to take you a couple of weeks to catch up.
Yeah, no, you can. You can be caught. Get a correct result.
Yeah, but I'll get 2 of those.
Nah, I'm going to win Super 6 this week. Be a millionaire.
I'm not winning this week on Sunday.
Somebody won it from Southampton, right? A mil.
Yeah, that's it. £1 million in Southampton.
Yeah.
Just really quickly, Jake.
Liverpool.
Jake, are you in our league?
The podcast league. I am.
Yeah, the podcast league. Okay, so just want to talk on that quickly. We are approaching week 5, 1 week, and then week 4 first, then week 5. Just to run over the rules, I'm going to do this every week up until week 5. The highest scoring team will win the money that week, but you cannot use any chips. You can't be using wild card, triple captain, free hit, anything like that. No chips. It doesn't count. The highest score from that league, and it's going to be a lot of admins. There are 150 odd teams in there. But the way it will work is it will be the highest scoring team for that week who hasn't used a chip, and that's the most important part. Who hasn't used a chip. You also have after. I will put a tweet out and a Facebook status up with your team name. I will ask you to contact me within 48 hours. Contact the podcast page within 48 hours. Proving that it is your team, that it is you, and then you get paid out. If you do not claim within 48 hours, it will go to the next person, and the next person. So you want to make sure you're claiming the money. But it's exciting.
For people that don't know Dave, getting money out of Dave will be tough.
My daughter's in the house, so hello, Rihanna. That's kind of how it's going to work. Just to clarify again, the rules are simple. Rossi, what are the rules?
No chips, guys. Come on, you can win on week 5 with the top score, but no chips, none.
And what Russell? What's the next rule about claiming? I'll put out a
tweet
and a Facebook post.
Tweet.
And just to make sure you were listening, how long do they have to claim?
48 hours.
Because getting money out of you is like blood from a stone.
Well, you have 48 hours to claim. But yeah, you know what? Well, my daughter said hello to Rossi, and also said hello, father, to me, and her boyfriend Owen in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously that kind of wraps up for FPL this week. I do want to talk about the results again, like we always do. I think that's really important. But there is one more FPL chat I do want to talk about, and that's Mo Salah, because I feel like Harden's taking the shine because he's scoring hat tricks. Yeah. Salah is, his points are ridiculous again. I think he's level, isn't he, with Haaland?
He's level with Haaland.
I think when you look at it now, I mean, I had a couple of teams which had both of them in, but you looked at the people like Rodgers, the 5 mils and the Winks, and you thought, oh, is it strong enough? Where you look at it now and you think, actually, the points that they've scored carries them guys. So it didn't really matter that you had them people in there. And there's a few teams that I've seen in some of the leagues that have had him from the start, kept him from the start. They're swapping the captains between them. And he's flying, and he's Salah, let's be honest.
Yeah, he looks rejuvenated. But, Jake, one of the main reasons I'm really glad you stayed is because of this next question. So I don't know if you saw his interview after the game where he said, my last season.
He did, yeah.
So, what do you think?
He also said that he hasn't had a contract offer as well. So
Madness.
I don't know if he wants to go but he just said that he hasn't had any conversations about contract. So I could see him leaving to Saudi.
No brainer. It's a no brainer.
It is, yeah. I think it's because he's he's from Egypt. You know what I mean? He wants to go back down that way. So I think he'll leave. I think he'd want to leave, even if they offered him a contract.
Do you not think, though, right? And I mean, I haven't seen Salah this hungry in a couple of years. Like,
Yeah.
he looks on it. He looks
He's
up
got
for
no
it. He looks
bloody
on
hair.
it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looks. Well, you'd know. he looks. I don't know why Bug keeps jumping off and leaving, but he's back again. Hello, Bug.
He
He
hates Salah.
looks hungry. Like, he looks up for it, and I haven't seen.
There you go.
Oh,
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful.
I haven't seen him this hungry in a long time, but I think it'd be a shame if he goes. I think he's got 32. He's got a couple of good years left in him. But let's spend the last bit of the show. Obviously, it's international break next week. We're probably still going to do a show. Let's be honest. We'll talk about teams, potential teams for the week after, and maybe even talk a bit of international. But FPL kind of takes a bit of a break, takes a bit of a backseat. The Premier League takes a break for international. So before it does, let's talk through the results for the weekend. Russell, any surprises for you, mate, that that shocked you this weekend?
Yeah, Arsenal Brighton.
Nah, it weren't a shock.
Yeah, it was. We dominated that first half, really, and that sending off was fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. All right, don't get me wrong, he did kick the ball away.
Correct.
But then if it was correct, he should have booked Pedro in the first half. He smashed it 40, 50 yards.
Different.
Too
different
inconsistent. That's your picture in. It's your thumbnail, mate.
Just very quickly, Rihanna, when's the next live? We are live on this show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. When on time.
Sometime
9 p.m. So go on, Russ. You obviously they're sending off, as Bug pointed out. It's correct. It's a sending off at the end of the day. I think it's harsh because Rice doesn't see him coming. I'm not sure he sees that he's going to take the free kick in the first place unless his eyes in the back of his head. But am I right in thinking that's the first time he's ever been sent off?
Yeah, but the ball, it is, but the ball was still rolling, so it wouldn't have counted anyway. And then Veltman went straight through the back of him, so where was his punishment? It's the referees, they're fucking up the English game.
He went down like a sack of shit. It didn't hurt him at all. He tried to get him booked and it backfired. Sucks to be you.
Fair enough.
Bug's on fire, so I'm coming to you next, mate.
Yeah.
Talk me through your team.
I don't want to.
Shit.
Again, like you say, you all reacted off that Wolves game, the 6-2, got those players in, and then we went back to our typical selves of not being able to finish our dinners. Like, no, I've gone, wait, these two.
Palmer still got me an assist, mate.
Yeah, he got me an assist as captain. I mean, it was a mistake as a captain choice in the long run.
Yeah, he got you an assist. That's fair enough. It's Palmer. He's involved in everything. However, you lot acted like he was going to go on and score 2 goals and that. Like, it was never going to happen. We don't do that.
I want to talk to you.
And then it drops.
I want to talk to you all about this. The game of the weekend for me was Everton Bournemouth.
Crazy.
Everton 2-0 up in the 87th minute. It reminds me of a game Tottenham played against Leicester a couple of years ago. We did the same sort of thing. Let's go to a Liverpool fan. Everton, you must be loving it. What's going on?
Yeah, well, half of my family are Everton, half of them are Liverpool. So, but I love to see it. They're the biggest rivals, you know what I mean, in the city. So, but my cousin, he's going to every home game at the moment, and they're losing all the time. So I'm loving it at the moment.
I saw
him getting relegated this season though.
Yeah,
100%. They're gone.
100%. Yeah, they're gone. They've got point deductions. They're losing every game at the moment. So.
Did you see as well? Sorry, quick one on point deductions. See, Leicester won their appeal, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because they're not getting
they're not getting any points.
Yeah, because because they've done it in the Championship where the Premier League has said it's not their problem, it's the Championship's problem. So
completely separate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they go down, then they'll get punished. They go down, they'll get punished. Yeah. Just on Everton. I see a lot of fans coming out. Bug. Oh no, it's not Bug this time. It's Jake. He's back again. He's dropping in and out like yo-yos. I saw a lot of fans coming out blaming Dyche, saying he made the wrong substitutions. It was his fault for not, seeing the game out. I mean, look, I'll be completely honest with you. If you are 2-0 up after 87 minutes, and you are not holding that lead, whether you're bringing on different players or not, that's not the manager's fault.
No,
I think he's going to be.
Too
I
many
think he's going to be
mistakes.
first manager to be sacked this year.
Yeah, Dyche.
Do you really?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Who, Dyche
I
or
don't.
Tenak?
Do you know why
Him
I
or
don't?
Ten Hag.
Because of
Tenak.
their ownership problems. Their ownership problems. They ain't gonna want to get rid of a manager and hire a new one. You know,
And not only that. Let's be honest. Who's a better person than him in that position? All
Yeah.
right,
Ten Hag.
it's not going well for him, but he's the master of that kind of situation. A club that's all troubles behind scenes, always relegation. He seems to get through it, but I agree with Jake. I think we spoke about it last week as well. I think they're down. I think they've been dicing with it too many times now.
Yeah. Been 3-4 seasons battling relegation.
And just going back for that one result. I mean, 87 minutes. Even if you lose one, and you go 2-1, it goes to 2-1. Then you think, right, let's just sit everyone behind the ball. Or let's, whatever it takes to not fall apart. And then 2-2, 3-2 is just madness.
Well, you've got Donkey Pickford in goal, so
a lot of people went for him this year as well.
Yeah.
No, me and Jake went for him. Indy, you're quiet over there in Dubai, as you like to keep telling us. Sorry, the UAE, as you like to keep telling us. Everton losing 3-2.
I really like Dyche as a manager. I don't think Everton will go down. I still stand by that the three that came up will be the three that go down. Southampton look terrible. They don't look like they're going to score a goal ever. All they do is keep the ball. They don't create chances. Every game that I see and every stats that I see afterwards is they've got 70% possession and they've made like 2 shots, none on target, and the other team has 25 shots and have 8 on target. Look, having the ball means nothing if you don't do anything with it.
They haven't played Chelsea yet.
Yeah, but look, Southampton will definitely go down. Looking at Ipswich, they're going to be so reliant on their home form. They can't play the way that they played against Liverpool, which they look really good in that style of really defending and then trying to break out quickly on the counter. I don't think you can do that at home. You need to be more aggressive. You might be able to do that away from home, but I think they'll be under the cosh and they'll struggle. And also, they've got so many new signings that to blood them all in and the time it will take will be tough. That Delap looks pretty good up top. He looks like a bit of a unit. And then, just Leicester in general, I just think Vardy is a little bit old in the tooth to be leading a strike force that's going to try and keep you up. He might get 5 or 6, but I don't think that's the sort of numbers that will keep you up in the league. Whereas I think Calvert-Lewin looks pretty solid.
Yeah, he could have a good year, Calvert-Lewin, this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think didn't Chelsea try and buy it? Well, they tried to buy everybody, but
I think a couple of people put bid. I think we put a bid in for him as well.
Chelsea put a bid in for Ruse, mate. Come out as well. I heard they're desperate for striker.
When you say Ruse, you mean Thomas Gravison?
Yeah. Do you know what? Right, I can't understand.
Better than him.
No, I don't get this. Victor Osimhen, whatever you want to call him. He's gone to Galatasaray on loan.
Yeah.
One of the Turkish teams. Why the fuck?
So there's actually an interesting story behind that, actually. So with Napoli, when he was there, they put a publication out that basically was quite racist towards him. And they had a big falling out, and he was pretty much certain that he was going to go. Now, the buyout clause at that time was something like 140, 150 million. Nobody was paying that now that they've had this big fallout. And he's adamant he won't play for the club again. And Conte, I think, is now in there. And he's pretty much been told him that he's not in his plans, even though the idea is that it was just to strum up business to get rid of him. Lukaku's been brought in to replace him. They were just trying to get a big payday on him, and it's not happened. Nobody's come for him. The option was to go to Saudi, but they would have put a minimum release clause in there. So he's had no option just to basically skin down his contract, a bit like Lukaku has done at Chelsea, and just couldn't go from loan to loan until somebody can buy him.
They put a 75 million release clause in with Ozzy.
He was going to Chelsea, wasn't he, deadline day, and he refused to answer their calls.
Yeah, their messages.
Yeah. They lowballed him with an offer, so they put in kind of 7 or 8 10-year contract or something stupid like that. But the weekly wage is like 100k, and he was just like, "What? I'm a 250k a week player." Well, that's not happening. Oh wow, that's a lot of money as well. But to be honest, with the amount that you need as a striker, I mean, the amount you need a striker, I would have just paid it. With everything that you've done so far, that would have been the least crazy decision you could have probably done.
Again, I don't think we need him. I think we needed Ivan Toney. We needed someone who's proven in the Premiership, who's a bit of a Drogba, and will get people working. And that's what he does.
How you put Tony and Drogba in the same sentence is a joke bug.
I didn't say that he was as good as Drogba. I said
it's his brother, Tony Drogba.
He's got the attributes of Drogba. He just hasn't lived up to it yet. You think about the amount of times he holds the ball up and lets everyone get up. That's what we miss. Is get out quickly, get it to the striker. Oh, look, the wingers are overlapping. See you later.
I think it's mad. I think it's mad how no one put a bid in for Tony.
But that's his attitude.
He was asking too much money as well as part of the problem. For all the issues he had as well.
Yeah, but like I said, he's a proven fucking player, man.
And that's what I mean. It's crazy. I thought he would have somebody would have gone for it, but
definitely.
I'm going to touch on this because this was touched on the Park Lane podcast, but I go into it. Tottenham losing 2-1 to Newcastle, and there's never been a game that's pissed me off more than that. Pissed me off. Tottenham battered them whole game. I have no idea how we didn't win. It was a bit like Arsenal-Brighton the first half. We were all over them. We dominated the whole game. Couldn't finish our dinner, and Ange's solution was to bring on Timo Werner. So I'm winning the game for us. Fucking hell! You want to win the game or do you want to lose the game? So
we leave Turbo Timo alone.
Yeah. So I did see the game, Rihanna. Thank you, darling, to me. Very happy about that. Jake, I'd love to have you on again, mate. You're more than welcome to come on regularly and chip in a little bit if you want.
I don't mind, mate.
We can get your FPL points up and running with us.
Have you asked the other 4 people in this chat? We don't.
Well, I said I'm happy. I'm happy.
You got put up with it.
Thomas Gravison, you work with Thomas Gravison, so he's probably happy with it. But I'm more than happy to get you on. Get you on again. So thank you very, very much. I don't know if you're on Twitter or anything like that, but
I think I am. Yeah.
Cool, if you
I don't think it's appropriate, Dave. I don't think it's appropriate. He's been smarmy since they've won 3-0. He's been smarmy. And that's my job. I'm the arrogant one, not him.
Well, this one is from hero to zero, the fall of reigning FPL champion Hindi. And like I said at the start of the show, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek because it's not going to last long. And we all know it's not. Indy is notoriously a slow starter in FPL. He notoriously starts slow. And he's always been slow. And he just picks up speed and takes off. So it was the only time I was going to get to do it. And we'll all get one at some point. We'll all get a thumbnail about us. Can't wait till Bud's not top anymore. Because he's going to be on the hit list.
What the fuck?
It's going to be fun. And Jake, if you want to come on more regularly, mate, there's going to be a time when you're going to get it as well. But listen, I think that pretty much wraps us up. We will be here next week. We're not going to have loads to talk about, but we'll make a show of it like we always do. Again, apologies, we were late tonight to run over those rules again for week 5 FPL. Indy, what are those rules?
No, we don't know what day it is.
Dave's got a chip on his shoulder or something like
that. Sorry, Russ, what's them rules?
He's gone.
What's that, mate? No. Rules are
okay. The rules are simple, like I said. No chips, no wild cards, no free hits.
Wins.
Go on, Russ.
So,
does that mean there's another show about me still being top?
No, it's about points. Not
mate. You have another show you have another show of you have another week of being top, mate. We will be here next Wednesday. Again, Russ, how can everyone find you?
I just want to apologise for Dave being late tonight. You can find me at Wilson Brown 85, and then here every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock normally if Dave's not late. So I just like to say it wasn't us people, it was Dave. So when he says apologies for us being late, I just want to correct him. It's David. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah, that's enough of that nonsense. I'm joking, Bruce. Yeah, it was my fault. As my daughter has just said, he's always late. So I do apologise. No, Russ, at Wilson Brown 85. Obviously, you're here every week. My plan is to get you boys on some other shows as well. Really get your name out there because I think you're all absolutely brilliant. For people that have just started doing this sort of stuff, you're all really, really good. So I'm pleased to have you co-hosting with me. Bug, how can people find you, mate?
That name down there, I'd quite like some people to follow me because at the moment it's just porn bots. And my dick's a little bit red raw at the moment, and I need to have a look at real people. So, yeah. That one right
my God. Anyway, get following Bug on X, at BugCFC. He's like this every week, and I can't apologise for him enough. It was Indy last week. It's Bug this week. So again, apologies if you are offended, but it's just what you come to expect with us lot.
What did I do last week? What did I do?
C-bomb last week, mate.
What C-bomb? Oh, cunt. Oh, sorry.
Indy, where can we find you, mate?
So I am on all of the professional sites, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, the Eric Robinson website, X, wherever you want to find me, I am findable.
Yeah, that's good. Nice little bit of promotion for your business there, Rossi. I mean, you don't even know where you can find yourself half the time, but where can we find you?
Here, Wednesdays, 9 o'clock.
Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Jake, like I said, thank you very much for coming on, mate. We'd love to have you on again. Get that score over to me, Russ, for his prediction, because it could be a bit of a bonus point for you. You can find me at Park Lane Pod Dave. A Park Lane Podcast on Facebook, Park Lane Pod on Twitter. I'm on all of them, but more importantly, I'm here Wednesdays, 9 p.m. most of the time. Sometimes I'm a little bit late, but 9 p.m. most of the time. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Again, we love having you all here. We're really grateful that you've all tuned in and stuck with us. And again, so to end the show, Indy remains bottom of the league. From 0 to 0, we'll see if he can make that climb. But this week was all about one person and one person in particular. Oh, sorry, wrong graphic. It's not all about me. This week was all about Bug, who is top of our league, top of our mini league. But we will see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe, guys, and see you all soon.
See you guys.